e tabua e o si sambe mo rekan roka adoro mo kan tabua anto tele taka na waronga na pula FM namba 2 e na sir
bola na go ilimo do tele taka na FM na go sa sector to na pula FM
bola o tsempo ni valu ngone ni kandabu me mo kisa o ba chiku na sinu ando tele taka bali na waronga na pula FM na bantu na sir
o lorima na ga gini suka lambasa to do tele taka na bola FM na bantu na sir
Bola FM.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Coming up, small boat operators in Navua claim they are being robbed by the Maritime Safety Authority of Fiji. The Ministry of Education says it has received threats of major chaos for discontinuing scaling of marks. And Papua New Guinea shows support for Fiji in PACER Plus negotiations. Small boat operators in Navua claim they are being robbed by the Maritime Safety Authority of Fiji. The boat operators feel the fees for boat inspection, license and its renewal are too much, but MSF says they are only following procedures. Eleanor Trangai with this exclusive story.
Valerio Nawatu has been operating his long wooden boats along the Navua River for over 20 years now. Nawatu owns 9 boats like this one, and keeping them running is proving costly for the Serua villager.
When you get a new boat, you pay $375 for surveying. Then you go and learn to operate the boat and pay $50 for your license. This license is renewed every 3 months. Each time it's renewed, you pay $95.
Nawatu and other boat operators who did not want to front the camera are skeptical about paying the travel expenses for MSF officers that come to renew their license or inspect their boats. One operator claims they were told they wouldn't be given a license if they failed to pay the MSF officers' taxi fare of $150.
If your boat is to be surveyed, you pay for the fare of the maritime officer coming. That's too difficult for us. We pay for the survey of our boat, the renewal of the license, and now the travel expense. It's too much.
The boat operators say they are already struggling to make ends meet with business being slow, and they are forking out a lot to keep their boats running.
We're asking if we can be exempted from paying some fees or at least pay lower fees. Sometimes we have only 1 or 2 passengers in a day. We are lucky if we get tourists in town. We'll be able to buy benzene and go back to the village. It's too difficult for us.
Acting MSF CEO John Tunindao told FBC News paying for the cost of travel of MSF officers is regulated under the Maritime Survey Fees Regulations of 2014. Tunindao says effective from January 1st, the renewal fees have been reduced from $92 to $87.20. He is urging boat operators to assist them to comply with the requirements of the maritime regulations. Eleanor Turangaibiu, FBC News.
Some prominent people have threatened major chaos for the Ministry of Education if they discontinue the scaling of marks. Education Minister Mahendra Reddy revealed this while speaking at the National Education Consultation Forum in Suva today. Ali Kimbia has more.
In their effort to remove scaling of marks and improve the level of education, the Education Ministry says it received threats of chaos from some qualified people who are against the new reforms in education.
And unfortunately, there were some very prominent, very qualified people in the society who were threatening that, if we remove scaling, that there will be chaos in the society. And to the extent that they would threaten to even burn down houses, etc.
Reddy says scaling was removed as it perpetuates a system of inefficiency. However, Reddy stated the prominent people who are threatening the education reforms are those who have a negative view of our education system.
But these are the people who had a very condescending view about Itoke children, saying that without adjusting their marks, Itoke children cannot pass. And these are the kind of people who kept the Itoke children behind. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the kind of people who should not be involved in making decisions to move the country forward.
The Ministry of Education has stated that reforms are implemented to benefit all Fijians and create a more knowledgeable society. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
We now join Ali Kimbia live. Aliki, can you tell us more about the forum today?
Amrita, during the National Education Forum today, some of the school managers brought up issues pertaining the education system. Education Minister Mahendra Reddy says that this has been lacking in some of the years, as some of the parents tend to be least bothered about the kids' performance in school. He said this has been one of the drawbacks, but one of the new plans this year is to encourage more parents' participation. Reddy also reveals that one of the plans is to take to the outer islands the awareness on education, and also brought about the level of education to the people and also on all the students, as well as taking teachers to be more awareness on the students. Amrita.
Thank you, Aliki. Now, Papua New Guinea has shown its support on Fiji's position and reservations concerning the current PESA Plus negotiations. As Akosita Tale reports, negotiations so far have been marked by differences between the Pacific countries, Australia and New Zealand, particularly over development and labour mobility.
The negotiation, which offers an opportunity to help Pacific Island Forum countries benefit from enhanced regional trade and economic integration, has come under fire over the past few months. PNG's Trade Minister Richard Maru is currently on an official visit to the country, and yesterday met with his Fijian counterpart, Fayaz Koya.
It must be one which will be better for the rest of us in terms of growing employment, growing trade, making sure you don't lose your industries. We are, as ministers, we are determined to make sure that whatever agreement we enter into, be it PESA Plus or something else, it preserves what you currently have, and it must enhance your economy and improve the well-being of your people.
Because the negotiations had to date lacked the development aspect that it needed, and it fails to take into consideration the interests of the Pacific Island countries. So and that was then, in a nutshell, what we had spoken about, and we are extremely happy that we've got the support of Papua New Guinea on this.
Maru says PNG can only sign PESA Plus if there are convincing and compelling reasons to do so.
We will not be bulldozed by anyone or any of the big boys in the region to enter into an agreement that will not benefit your people and your country.
Earlier last month, Fiji called for review of PESA Plus negotiations, which is supposed to bring great economic benefits to the Pacific. PNG has agreed with Fiji that there are no binding commitments from both Australia and New Zealand, which will allow big companies from the two countries dominate their business interest in the Pacific Islands region. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
Capacity building in Fiji's legal aid services will strengthen their commitment to effectively provide legal services to all Fijians. Well, this was highlighted by the Minister for Industry, Trade and Tourism, Fayaz Koya, while opening the 2016 Legal Aid National Corporate Staff Training Seminar today. The workshop is an opportunity for the staff to contribute towards promoting a better, well-informed, robust and active workforce.
The job is no different to mine, to actually serve the Fijian people. You will serve and assist so that greater access to justice is provided for every single citizen.
The two-day seminar ends tomorrow. Still to come on FBC News, a review of polling venues before 2018 general elections.
And I love Mirchi FM.
Hi, my name is Sonny from Canberra. I love listening Mirchi FM online.
मैं हूँ उर्मिला देवी आसियासी तावा से जितेन शांडिल को और अश्निल को तावा में लॉक कर दिया जाए.
हम लोग यहाँ से कतो कमें मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है. मिर्ची एफएम is hot.
I'm Shelly in Tanga Nursery. Mirchi music simply bindas in nursery.
मैं अशफाक वालिद हुसैन मिर्ची FM मेरे नस्ल.
Welcome back. You're with FBC News. All nurses who have graduated from Fiji National University's College of Nursing last year have now joined the Health Ministry. Assistant Minister for Health Veena Bhatnagar says the nurses were recruited earlier this week. Shireen Lata reports.
165 nurses have filled in nursing vacancies in hospitals nationwide. Assistant Health Minister Veena Bhatnagar says around 200 positions were available in the ministry.
We're still awaiting confirmation from TISI, Sangam Nursing Schools. So once we get a confirmation from them, then we would actually know the total number of nurses we received this year. But right now, 165 from FNU. That is confirmed.
Bhatnagar says the new recruits will help overcome shortage of nurses in the country.
To some extent, yes. But we still need more staff.
Apart from that, 89 intern doctors have been deployed to the major hospitals. 37 of them are at the CWM hospital in Suva. 31 intern doctors are at the Lautoka hospital, while 21 of them are based in Lambasa. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
The Fijian's Elections Office is reviewing the locations of the 2028 polling stations which were used during the 2014 general elections. Election Supervisor Mohammed Sanim confirmed this during a workshop on polling venue assessments in Suva. Alan Stoltz reports.
Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Sanim says the Fijian Elections Office has developed its own standards for polling venues.
Based on those standards, we are now going to assess each venue. We will come back and there will be a committee that will be looking at the assessments that you have done, and we will identify the shortfalls that need to be covered, or alternative venues need to be organized.
Sanim met with a team that is being trained to carry out these assessments and encouraged them to do their job diligently.
Buildings change, ownership changes. Due to climate change, there may be some polling stations or polling venues that may no longer be suitable to our needs. Therefore, you must implement a periodical review of this exercise, of the polling stations itself. This is the standard norm in other jurisdictions, and we must also adhere to that.
The team of 22 people will carry out these assessments around the country in preparation for the 2018 general elections. Elections coordinator and trainer for the workshop, Viliame Vuyanudha, says the team will begin their work from the rural areas and make their way towards urban areas in the Northern, Central and Eastern Division. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
The Fiji Women's Crisis Centre says parents should play an important role in preventing their children from falling victims through social media. This as recent cases of sexual abuse have come to light after a 21-year-old woman was raped by a 27-year-old unemployed man after the two met through Facebook.
Fiji Women's Crisis Centre Counsellor Supervisor Farzana Rahim says girls and women should be mindful of the information they disclose to strangers on social media. Rahim says parents also need to monitor their children's whereabouts and who they communicate on social media.
Parents have to monitor their children's accessibility on the internet, and also who they're chatting with overnight, who the friends are, what sort of information are posted on their page. It's very important that these things need to be monitored.
Recently, a 27-year-old man is alleged to have raped a 21-year-old woman after the two started a relationship after meeting on Facebook. The couple later decided to meet, resulting the 27-year-old man allegedly raping the girl.
And what we have also seen at the crisis center in the past is with, taking of photos. In a relationship between a boy and a girl, the girl takes a couple of pictures out of trust with this partner, and when the breakup happens, the boyfriend puts these photos on social media or blackmails the girlfriend. These are huge risks.
The centre is also urging children and young women to be vigilant of strangers and always inform their parents of their whereabouts. Shriti Prasad, FBC News.
The Fiji Commerce Commission is working on enacting a comprehensive Landlord and Tenants Act for Fiji. Chief Executive Bobby Maharaj says the current laws, which include the Fair Rents Act, Distress for Rent Act and the Commerce Commission Decree 2010, are fragmented. He says the new act will breach the current gaps that is being used by landlords for their advantage.
Now, agreements are essential because these are the this is the document that lays down the terms and conditions, right? Especially, let's say if we are looking at cases for illegal rent increase, then the previous agreements are quite important to determine if there was an increase or not. So that's another important thing that should be noted, is that it's now mandatory from 1st January 2016 for all landlords to issue proper agreements and proper receipts.
The Commerce Commission has extended the rent freeze order for another year. We turn to sports now. Here's Jamie.
Thank you, Amrita, and good evening. In sports after the break, Vodafone launches calendar to support Fiji Sevens. And Central Chiefs Women's Rugby Club ready for Bailey's Coralco Sevens. This and more coming up.
Hola, I'm Dori from Nasinu Market. My choice is simple, Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Yvonne. I'm from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Sayandra, my name is Sunny. Only the Gold FM at Golden Point Resort, Rakirani.
Hi, I'm Anna of Nasinu. When it comes to a radio, my choice is always Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Anna and I'm from Nandi. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Vodafone Fiji launched its 2016 National Sevens calendar today. The event literally brought Suva City to a standstill. The calendar features the National Sevens team, and some of its players were on hand today to sign autographs and take pictures with their adoring fans. Tale Ndadakadaka has more.
This was the scene at the Vodafone Triangle in Suva as the mobile company launched its 2016 Sevens calendar. Featuring the National Sevens team, the calendar is being sold for $10 each, with half of this amount being directed towards the team's World Series and Rio Olympic Games campaign.
This is something apart from our usual sponsorship that we have with the Fiji Rugby Union. This is an opportunity for everyone, including the public, to help come and support the Vodafone Sevens team for the campaign this year.
The national side are always a major drawcard, and people brave the elements to get their calendars signed and pictures taken with their heroes. The players, though, are well into their off-season program, with the next tournament only 3 weeks away.
It's been a tough week. We have individual training, but we've been meeting at the gym, the East-based place, and we've done a good week through this week. Lots of gym and a lot of running. So we're looking forward to the coming camp next week.
The initiative will ensure the boys get even more support from the public as they prepare for the busy season ahead. Silent Odakadaka, FBC Sports.
The Central Chiefs Women's Rugby Club will be fielding 2 teams at the Bailey's Coral Coast Sevens tournament that starts on Thursday. It will be their maiden appearance at the competition, and the club hopes to groom its players for more tournaments in the near future. Silent Odakadaka again with more.
The Central Chiefs was formed in 2013 and has participated in all the major local tournaments except for the Coral Coast Sevens. The team is excited about taking on formidable opponents such as Tonga, Aussie Pearls and the Telecom Fijiana.
We have a mixture of the old and the new, and this tournament is also built up for us for the next tournaments coming up, Mara Sevens and others. It's going to be good for the new girls to showcase their talents as well.
This will be the ultimate test for these young girls as they go to battle against some of the top teams in the country as well as in the region.
We are looking forward to it, the girls especially, because international exposure for them. First timers, most of them, they'll be playing with the international players, and that's a big thing. And yeah, it's always a big thing for female rugbyers to play with international players.
The Central Chiefs will head into the Coral Coast Sevens with a mindset to learn as much as possible from their more experienced counterparts. Silent Odakadaka, FBC Sports.
The Nashikawa Vision College rugby team will be using the Coral Coast Sevens to prepare for the Dean's competition to be played later in the year. Josephine Navula, who was at their team training today, joins us live now from our Nandi studio. Josephine, these Nandonga-based college players have sacrificed some of its school holiday to prepare for the tournament. I'm sure they're looking forward to the competition.
College has been training together with Dovo College from last year under the guidance of Nandonga Rugby Union. The union have selected these players to not only train for the 7th tournament next week, but also prepare for the new season. We caught up with the school on its plans for the Fiji's biggest 7th tournament.
Training for the past 2 months now, these young rugby players have sacrificed a lot to represent their school at the Coral Coast Sevens.
We've been with them 2 times a week, with doing what we call double days since late November. Ever since they've been out of school, they've been camping all week long and having training in a gym with special programs.
Poivet adds their main priority for the past couple of weeks was to avoid work on the basics of the game.
They tend to forget about what really you have to do with the ball when you have ball in hands, and then of course it's the defense also. They tend to play individually in defense instead of playing as a team collectively.
A total of 12 secondary school teams are confirmed for the under-19 competition in the tournament that will be played on Wednesday at Lawanga Park in Sigatoka. Josephine Vula, FBC Sports.
The Suva football side will host the first leg of the Pile's Garment Champion vs Champion series after Nandi won the toss today and opted to play the first leg away from home. Meanwhile, Suva FA has raised some concerns over the dates of the fixtures, as 7 of their players who are part of the national under-23 team which leaves for Spain next week will miss the first leg. Rohit Deo has more.
But the choice is yours, man. If you don't want to play, the choice
But Rajesh Patel has highlighted that we have put the question in the annual general.
There were heated arguments as Suva officials protested against playing without 7 of their top players.
Without under-23 players, with 7 players in the rep, and how you can make a team. We were the ones who built the team, and the national team has selected 7 players from Suva. So it will be very difficult to fill the vacuum left by the 7 players in this short time.
The Fiji Football Association is making it clear that they will replace Suva with another team if they opt not to play in the Champions vs Champion series. And they have their reasons also.
By deferring or delaying it, it will affect the league and everything else, and the whole calendar gets shifted. With hard cram, and there's too many things happening in 2016. So we have to start somewhere, and we will start on 31st.
Suva FA is expected to come back with a decision by early next week.
Monday we will having our meeting, Executive Suva Football Association meeting. So Tuesday morning we will let you know.
No such problems for Nandi though. They are ready to take on any team, but are not going into the series overconfident.
Well, we can say both the teams have the best chances because both the teams are good teams. They were first and second in the league games. Plus, Suva won the IDC and we were runner-up. So I think we had 3 years consecutive runners-up. We did well.
No, what we saying is to defer the game. We are prepared to play.
First leg of the Champion vs Champion series will be played on the 31st of this month in Suva. That is if Suva is still in the competition. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Today, Basketball Fiji was all smiles after receiving a generous donation of equipment worth $200,000 from an offshore development company. The Shanghai Hotel Development Company in China gifted the association basketballs, backboards, playing gear as well as a projector. This is set to boost its playing facilities and officiating.
The equipment that's been donated to us today will actually enhance our programs, our awareness programs by way of schools, clubs, businesses, and nothing can move without our equipment, apart from the personnel.
The donation was made possible through the mediation of Shanghai Hotel Development Company's local partner, Homelink. And that's it for sports this evening. Amit is up next again with business.
Our latest trade and investment figures released by the Bureau of Statistics reveal the current account balance for the September quarter last year showed a net inflow of $38.7 million. This was an improvement of $163.1 million when compared to 2014. Net goods deficit decreased by $33.9 million, mainly due to a decrease in the imports of machinery and transport equipment. Net services surplus increased by $115.8 million, largely due to an increase in earnings from tourism. Well, rain was experienced over most parts of the country today. PC Ula has re-intensified to a Category 2 cyclone and was located to the far west of Fiji at 4 p.m. today. It is expected to move southwestwards just to the west of New Caledonia. The associated rain bands affected Fiji today. Now, Suva and Lambasa were the hottest today and finished the day on 33 degrees. Ba and Savu Savu were close behind on 32 degrees, while Nandi was on 31. Lautoka was the coolest on 29 degrees. Occasional rain over most places are expected tomorrow. Isolated heavy falls and thunderstorms are likely as well. Rain will be easing to showers from later today. Localized heavy rain may lead to flash flooding, moderate northerly winds, fresh at times, predominantly becoming northeasterly from later tomorrow. Now, the further outlook: cloudy periods with some showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Afternoon or evening showers are expected elsewhere. Before we go, our main stories again. A small boat operators in Navua claim they are being robbed by the Maritime Safety Authority of Fiji. The Ministry of Education says it has received threats of major chaos for discontinuing scaling of marks. And Papua New Guinea shows support for Fiji in PESA Plus negotiations. On to this week's poll question, and we are asking: should Osea Kolinisau captain the Fiji Sevens team to the Olympics? You can visit our FBC website to take part. Now, you can also send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News, or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Good night.
Hi, my name's Liviana Valentine. I'm from Nandi, and Today FM rocks.
My name is Ateza. I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Krish. I'm from Tava. I like listening to Big Breakfast. Today FM rocks.
I'm Juliana. I'm from Lautoka, and I like listening to Today FM.
Hi, my name is Chelly. I live in Arere. Today FM rocks my grog and lollipop.
Bula, my name is So. I'm from Navua. I like listening to Today's FM.
Bula, my name is Asilika from Raki Raki, and Today FM rocks with my flip-flops.
Today's hit music on Today FM.